You never saw The Social Network?
No. I'm trying to stay off social networks. I'm not going to watch a movie about it.
You're done with the metaverse?
The end, when he says, just make everyone forget, I actually blurted out loud, no! Because I thought that was so heartbreaking for him to just sacrifice himself like that and just be like, I just don't want to exist. And then he goes into the coffee shop and he's ready to tell her, and then he just sees little boo-boo. And I was like, oh, just tugging on my heartstrings. But, you know, having that kind of power, magic power, and putting that on top of everyone, like putting blindfolds over everyone's eyes, that has a price. Like, I've learned that from all my sci-fi Buffy days of like magic. Like, that has all magic comes with a price. So I'm really interested to see like where they're gonna like take it from here, because you can't just like mind muck everybody like that.
It's unless you're the Men in Black.
People are gonna figure it out anyway.
Have you heard? I haven't. Is there going to be a fourth movie with Tom?
I have not heard any movie where he showed up.
He was in Homecoming. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, let me just briefly go back to that. This is why I love Tom Holland, honestly. The scene when Iron Man comes and he's like, you don't even care, you be here. And he steps out of the suit. Oh my God, I just started bawling because like, I just love Peter. And he was just like, he's like, I don't have any clothes, when he took his suit from him and he was berating him. And he's like, if those people had died, that would have been on you. And if you had died, that would be on me. And I was like, oh my God, poor Peter. He was trying so hard.
Yeah, they have such a good rapport together. It was really, really good. It was that's why in Endgame, when, you know, he's dying in Tony's arms, just like, whoa, this is horrible. That's the one that gets me good.
In Infinity War, when he blows away Peter.
Yes, Infinity War. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
He goes away. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to die, Mr. Stark.
It's horrible. And the fact that was all ad-libbed, that was not even in the script.
Oh, really? Which part was?
The whole thing. He was just supposed to go away, and the director said, act like you don't want to go. Mm. That was the note. And Tom Holland actually took that as, I'm going to tell him I don't want to go. And that's what he says. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Yeah, that was all ad-libbed.
Wow. Okay. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I love acting, and that's why I love movies, because it's really powerful. I saw an interview with Chadwick Boseman where he said he was watching Infinity War, like at the premiere. And so they never told them what was happening, like who was being
blipped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like they filmed the whole thing. They filmed alternate endings. They never told him who was dying or who was disappearing. He didn't know, because if in the movie, like he's walking and then she's like looking for him, and he just blows away, like him and Bucky and all these people in that forest area. He said he was watching the movie. He was like, "Oh, damn!" He didn't even know. And what you're saying about Tom, it's like that was more of like he knew something was happening. The other people are just disappearing, and they're like didn't know what happened and that they were the one. Mm-hmm. So when they're watching it, it's just as like exciting or interesting for them that they're like, "Oh, no, it was me, not them. It was them, not me." You know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know, the whole thing with Andrew Garfield and him like, oh yeah, I'm number 3, you know, and Toby's like, you're amazing. Say it, believe it. And I was like, it was so cute. But when this MJ falls and Tom can't get to her.
Yeah. That's rough. That was rough. I was like, yeah, poor Andrew Garfield.
And then Andrew Garfield saves her, but his face. And then he started crying. I started crying. The woman next to me just, and then I just, and I was like, in my mouth, just like,
oh, the mask is completely soaked. You're just like, all right, snot, tears everywhere. Yeah.
I was just like, it's done for. And then everything after that, I was just so like, and then yeah, just everything when he was trying so hard. And then, of course, when he said that he wanted everyone to forget him. Oh my gosh. And I thought it's so terrible because Doctor Strange is just like, whatever, kid. And he's like, I have to save them. You know, I want to fix them. And he's just like, oh, whatever. I've been over the Grand Canyon for 12 hours, you know, he said. But I thought, man, you're no Tony, because I'm like, Tony was like tough love, but he would have understood what Peter was trying to do, and he would have tried to save
from a scientist perspective. He was a scientist, and he's like, okay, let's see if we can actually fix these problems, because none of the villains were born like that.
But I also feel like Tony is inherently trying to do the right thing, and I feel like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because when he was in that cave, the robot.
11 years ago.
Awakening.
Maybe go back and watch that. I saw it in, I don't know, 2010. Whatever it started, 10 years of MCU. No, Doctor Strange, I was going to say he's like, if they die, they die. I think he literally said that in the movie.
Yeah, no, he was like, that's their fate. Okay, so this all jumbled up in here now. Now it's just like, there's way too many Spider-Mans. I don't know what's happening. But I remember when Homecoming was coming out, was being released, and I remember reading a comment somewhere, some snarky commenter on the internet said, if I have to watch Uncle Ben die a third time, I'm gonna lose it. And I remember thinking that too, like, you know, he's got a point. Like, why do they keep rebooting it? I mean, now I know. Now that's all part of whatever this is, but
I didn't understand when they went from Toby to Andrew. I was like, why are we? I mean, I was like, why do we need a new Spider-Man? Like, hello, this isn't 20 years from now. Like, it's stupid to me, because like Christopher Reeves was Superman, and then you had the show, and then you had Brandon Ross. I mean, that's like a long time, 15, 20 years. So within 2 or 3 years, I don't understand. I mean,
I didn't understand it. I still think that people in charge kind of knew they were doing this, but we were debating this last night that maybe this wasn't planned from the beginning. It was just a relatively new idea, but it's kind of cool that it worked.
Yeah, I think it was like contracts and money and
for the MCU, Tom Holland is Spider-Man. I mean, they're all Spider-Man. Didn't we learn this? They're all Spider-Man, and they're amazing.
No, they're all amazing. I just thought Toby should be Spider-Man 1, but no, Tom was Spider-Man 1.
I thought that too, but Tom obviously didn't see the movies the way we did. I love when he was like, I'm in the Avengers, and he's like, is that a band?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that he never says, I want the Avengers to still remember me. He never said that.
Who cares about the Avengers? I mean, Iron Man is dead. There's no Avengers. They can't make another movie. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., I'm not even joking. Like, Endgame was it. Endgame. Like,
so he would still need Nick Fury to know, Thor, Guardians. Like, these people need to know that, you know, this kid's still here. What do you mean?
They never showed up? No, none of those people ever showed up for him besides Tony and Happy. Nick Fury wasn't even there. It was those aliens pretending to be Nick Fury.
I know. At least Happy should know. Happy should know what's going on.
Poor Happy. I mean, but did Happy date on May? Like, okay, this is another thing about memory wiping, time travel, all this thing. No one, if Peter never exists, that cascades into a whole nother life for people. Like, who was out May to Happy? Like, none of that makes sense. Why did Tony die? Who was there when Tony died? There's just a whole lot of things you have to explain if that person didn't exist.
Okay, am I remembering this wrong? But when he says, how did you know her? He goes, through Spider-Man. But doesn't Happy say me too? Or am I wrong?
I don't remember. I remember him saying a friend of mine died recently.
Yeah, that I knew it was Tony, but I wasn't sure if he said, "Oh, me too." Because like otherwise, why would he be at a graveyard in Queens?
Like I thought that MJ and Ned were gonna be a couple. Like to me.
Yeah, that would have been the slap in the face at the.
So I was like, give me something, because I'm like, why are these two people friends?
Because
Like,
they're destined to be together. Doctor Strange keeps saying it. They are destined to die. People are destined to do this. You shouldn't muck with it. And
Ned and MJ, I feel like, are only friends because of Peter.
No, they were friends in high school.
I mean, they were acquaintances.
Well, they were friends. Weren't they all friends on like the team, the debate team, or whatever team it was?
The debate team, they were not friends. It was clear that like.
Well, MJ didn't have any friends. She was like that person, and then she became like friendly.
Yeah.
You just go with it. Kids are weird. High school kids are weird. Everyone likes someone and they don't like someone.
Like always the love of his life. I'm like, the love of his life. Your high school girlfriend, not the love of your life, generally speaking.
No, he's like.
And I didn't remember that about Gwen. That I just saw a clip where somebody was showing that Andrew Garfield saves MJ in this, and that Gwen died in the second movie.
Yeah, and he says something about, like, to Tobey Maguire, he says, "Oh, I guess it's not supposed to happen for us." But Tobey Maguire is like, "No, it does. It just takes time." So I think it was really interesting how, like, all of them have, like, their little problems, but they all come back to, like, you have to be okay with yourself.
Well, I also thought in their movies, which was just, I think, a very different take on, okay, the MCU, in my how I feel about the Spider-Man movies, is that Spider-Man is very much goodness and light. And in Homecoming, he's like saying, "Why won't you let me save you?" to Michael Keaton's character. And that's like who he is. This kid, he just really wants to do the right thing. Toby and Andrew were like kind of vengeful. I mean, like the fact that they murdered or were part of all these people dying in some way. Each villain died.
They never actually killed someone. And who said it? Somebody said it. I don't remember which movie it was. But somebody said, "Oh, Spider-Man killed him." I think it was Tobey Maguire 3. I think it was when he was fighting Sandman, and he tells her Spider-Man killed him, and Aunt May says, "No, that's not what Spider-Man does. He doesn't kill people." That's the line that I remember. I'm pretty sure it was Tobey Maguire 3, but I really shouldn't have watched them back to back. Now they're all jumbled up in my head.
I know, but it's a little bit of a what's the word? I can't think of the word. It just slipped my mind. But kind of just like, oh, convenient that they end up dying, but they don't kill them. You know, Batman does that too. He doesn't just shoot people. He does a lot of things that people end up dying. So the fact that Michael Keaton ends up in prison and that Batman's always putting people in Arkham, the Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill the Joker. The Joker, I'm like, kill that man. Like, he's psychotic. He's just a murderous psycho. But no, Batman's like, here, go in insane asylum until you bust out again. So yeah, the fact that all these villains died in some way, some Spider-Man related way, but not
Keaton doesn't die.
No, I'm saying Tom's Spider-Man is all about everybody must live.
Yeah, he's young. He'll learn. Some people gotta be blipped.
Also, I think MJ is the girl. Gwen Stacy's the young Spider-Man girlfriend, and then MJ is when he's like in college and older and an adult. So that's kind of the progression. It's just like Clark dated Lana in high school, then Lois Lane is the adult person's person. So I don't like when they try to mix it up. Like, he doesn't need to be with MJ until he's an adult or until he's in college. Like, that's...
Yeah, they jumbled that with Tobey Maguire was MJ throughout the movies, and they introduced Gwen in movie 3. And they were kind of this, like, they were lab partners in college, and then MJ and her were, you know.
Like Lana, it's an old girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for Andrew Garfield, it was Gwen Stacy completely. So, you know, the comic book aficionados will know which editions and, you know, which storylines, which girl.
Well, for me, Andrew's going to meet MJ. Like, Gwen died. Okay, that's fine. Because he's going to meet, like, she's not the one. That's how I take it. And this girl ain't the one either.
Maybe. We don't know. I'd like to know.
Yeah. Andrew was sorry for everything. He was like apologizing for living.
He's a phenomenal actor. I know nothing about him. I've never seen any of his movies aside from this Spider-Man. So I was like, wow, he's actually really good. Like his facial expressions are really good. And
You never saw The Social Network?
no. I'm trying to stay off social networks. I'm not gonna watch a movie about it.
You're done with the metaverse? Um, anything else that you want to say about the Spider-Man? Spider-Man?
The men.
No, I just meant plural.
I loved this movie, and I loved that they were able to tie everything together. I'm excited to see where they go from here.
What if they go nowhere?
They can't. They're making way too much money. That's gonna go somewhere. I am excited that they did show the Doctor Strange trailer at the end of the credits, so that was exciting. My friends actually said to me like, "Oh, it looks like they're playing off that show What If." So I have not seen that. So I'm, it's nice that there's constant content. Yeah, so I like that there's always something which I like, and that it's spaced out enough. So yeah.
What I like about the content is that it's always good and that it's quality entertainment. Like I said, it's comedy, it's drama, it's everything. Like they have rich stories. They're telling you something. It's not just like, oh, they just keep doing this,
Yeah.
Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like they had a whole arc for these characters, and it's kind of like, sometimes you watch movies or TV shows and you're like, why did they even make this? Like we could have done without this in our lives. But I feel like Marvel takes pride in delivering quality entertainment. All right. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And we had a great conversation. We have to do it again sometime.
Absolutely, anytime. Thank you for having me.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.